I mean, if you look at it pragmatically, it's 218 wickets away. But for me, I stopped thinking about all those landmarks now a long time ago. It's been about what I can do, how I can get better, what more can I offer to the team. Because every time you come back into this setup, especially now that I'm playing only Test cricket and not playing the other formats, it's very important for me to come back with something that I can offer to the team every single time. So I'm looking to get better as an individual and as a cricketer every single day, not looking at what's lying ahead. That's probably one of the reasons why I'm really happy and enjoying my game, and probably the best I have done in the last 15 years. So I'd like to continue this phase, not think about anything else ahead of me. Was it really cryptic?
It was very cryptic indeed.
I'm really surprised because I went through my timeline and I found it had a lot of quote tweets and retweets. If people didn't understand, I don't know what on earth they were doing, quote tweeting and retweeting it. Look, I think it's very very simple. I've always wanted to talk about this at some stage, but I thought it was very pertinent because if some of us went to a shop and you want to buy a product, I'll just ask you a question, Rika. What do you do if somebody introduces new toothpaste or soap or something?
Well, I actually evaluate it. I mean, I am a person who Googles a lot, and I kind of look at for buying. I make my own decision. Yeah, I don't take decisions.
You'd obviously buy it and then decide whether you like it or not, right?
Not necessarily. I could probably evaluate even before buying.
Oh, that's wonderful to know, because that's exactly what I want people to do. Because these are at least products. You can at the most you can go wrong by buying them and finding out they're bad or good. But I think with respect to thoughts being put across and planted to people is something that's really, I find it extremely hilarious and heinous to a point where you have a thought process and you want everybody to follow that and want to think that, and also make it a conditioning. Because with thoughts, what happens is you condition people to believing in a certain way. So you watch a match, you watch India win the game. At most, everybody's saying, "Hey, I'm happy. India won the game. It's a great feeling." But you don't want people to go back home and say, "India's not winning the game. Yeah, it's the pitch that's winning the game." So that's not what I want people to do. And I know anyway that's going to come up. And these are conditioning that's happening, and it's happened for a long time. When are we even going to wake up to it? I think it's important that people sell things, but we must know what we must buy. Look, the reason behind my tweets were definitely not in context with anybody in particular. And when I read Uipa's tweet, I actually didn't get affected at all, to be honest, because I didn't find like he was, telling us anything or trying to suggest or anything. It just felt like a really plain tweet of saying these people were good and whatever, however you want to perceive it. But for me, the state of mind I am in right now, I didn't find it to be, anything wrong or anything, an agenda driven or nothing like that. I know Uipa for a very long time, and I have the utmost respect for him. But with respect to your agenda driven thoughts and all that, this is exactly what my tweets were meaning. Some of us or some people amongst us tend to buy the stuff that people sell. And I do not know the reason behind why certain people sell certain things. But it's clear. It's just a perception of what happens. For me, I want to protect, or at least I want to try and put it out there that people who know me or who watching me talk at least realize that without their knowledge, they're actually being hypnotized to believing what they're buying. I have a question back. What is a good cricket surface?
Well, I get it. I mean, I'm the one asking the question, but I would think that it offers an even contest between bat and ball.
No, yes, of course. The bowler was in the game. The batsman needs to bat well to get runs. There is absolutely no question about it. What makes a good surface? Who defines this? Seam on the first day, then bat well, and then spin on the last 2 days? Come on. Who makes all these rules? We need to get over it and not talk about whatever picture we want to paint. And if you're asking whether it's a good test surface, I don't see any of the players coming in from England having an issue with the surface. They want to improve. They look like they want to have a contest. Is it the players and the people who are reporting back that want their players to not compete and complain about the pitches? Because we've never done that at any of the tours.
Okay, and in that case, are you hoping for a similar surface in the next test match?
It depends on what you're hoping for. We hope for a good cricket match.
I think most people would hope for a good cricket match.
Of course, that's what you should be hoping for, not about the surface. We played with an intent to win the game most often, and that's what we speak about as a group. And there are going to be no changes. We'll only look to win the game. You never go into a game looking for a draw, or for a safer option. So we will look to win the game and prepare accordingly, practice accordingly, and also train accordingly. Look, I think I've said this in the past also. I think everybody is entitled to their opinion, and I'm not here to say your opinion is wrong or your opinion is right. But the fact remains that the talk around the Surface is just getting out of hands. Yeah, because why would you talk about Surface and sell that to us time in and time out? Is there been any instance where the Surface has been spoken about when any other place, any other country we played games in? It is. I don't know if we find it very, very funny that when they speak about the Surface, it immediately gets quoted all over in our press, and that is the issue here. Because there have been instances when we went to New Zealand, both tests got over within 5 days. A total of 5 days for 2 test matches, and now nobody quoted it. And there is a video that's doing the rounds where Virat in South Africa is saying, "I am not here to talk about the pitch, and I'm not comforting my boys with regards to that." And that is how we've been taught to play cricket. And I don't know why we indulge such thoughts and promote such thoughts. And that's why I say, let them sell it. Buying is always our choice. I would probably say this is probably one of the best phases in terms of the awareness I have about my own skill. What I need to be doing at different phases of the game, the ability to execute what I would like to think. Sometimes you want to execute something, but you're not there. You're quite off the mark by a little few, centimeters or inches, which make a massive difference in this sport. So it's a contribution of a lot of things. I can't put my finger and say this is why it is happening. The awareness of the game, the understanding of the game, things that I pick up, small cues that I watch. All these things are just coming together, and I'm very, very blessed and thankful for the fact that it's coming together at this point of time. And I'd like to continue and stick to the sort of work that I put in through the lockdown for the next whatever years I will have left ahead of me.